Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Farm. Thinking right out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. I got a nice little lesson. Now, this is some Greek information against Egyptian information. But this is going to be more about how to study the mystical teaching of the Pert and Heru. I got some good information for you today. Let's rock. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you real life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right there, because know thyself and to might not be true. We're going to get into P-Funk's philosophy on how to study the mystical teachers of the Pert and Heru. But before we get there, I wasn't going to do it, but I got to do it. Jeez, I can't stand it. I mastered Greek mythology, and all these guys over here, these are the gods, the name of the gods from the Greeks. These are the Kemetic gods, aka Egyptian gods. They didn't create no god. They just stole one, they borrowed our gods, if that's what you want to call it. So let me go right quick over this. In keeping with the spirit of the culture, the Kemetic spirituality in this volume was also used the Kemetic names for the divinities throughout which we bring forth the philosophy of the Pert and Heru. Therefore, you have the Greek names, who they call Asar, Osiris, will be converted back to the Kemetic ancient Egyptian names of Asar. The Greek Isis to Aset, the Greek Nephthys to Nephet, the Greek Anubis to Anpu or Apuet, Hathor to Heru, Thoth to or Hermes Trismegistus to Tahuti, the real name, etc. See where I'm going with this? I'm gonna run down this. I had a whole lesson about this. I'm just gonna run through it right quick to give you the concept of how to study the Pert and Heru from the original perspective. The Kemetic ancient Egyptian names. The Kemetic names are the main gods and the goddesses of ancient Kemet. And you got the Greek translation in the common use. They're the one that they present. These are the names you're going to be familiar with, but they're from the Greeks. That ain't from the Kemetic. Amun. They got Zeus. Zeus is the king of the gods in Greek. Amun's the king of the gods in Egypt. They didn't create him. They just made their own god. He throw lightning bolts. All right. Then you got Ra. They got Helios, the sun god riding the chariot in the sky. Ra in the chariot. Same concept. Then you got Pert. Pert is a self-created god. They got the craftsman, Hephaestus. He's the genius baby who was born deformed, and the parents threw him away, and he learned the craft. And all of them got good stories. I know those stories because I learned them first. So when I came over this side, I'm saying, but I know them. Oh, they did. So that's what I'm trying to show you. Let me run through it right quick. Newt, they call Rhea. Geb, Kronos. Net is Athena. Khonsu is Hercules. Then you got Set, he represents Typhon. They call him Ares or Typhon. Bast, they call Artemis. Ujat, the eye, that's Leto. Asar, they call him Osiris or Hades. Aset, they call her Isis or Demeter. when her daughter died, and she got halfway in half of the year, she's been in hell, other half of here. Okay, so Nephthep, they call it Nephthys. Ampu or Apuet, they call him Anubis. Everybody know him by Anubis. Okay, his name is Ampu. And Het Heru, that's Hathor, y'all call it. And everybody know Hathor or Aphrodite. Why? Because they changed the name. They don't know about Het Heru, the opposite of Heru, the consort. Okay, Heru, that's the spirit that's in me and you. That's their Apollo. Okay, Hermes. Okay, Hermes Trismegistus, they call him Thoth. No, he's Tahuti. The ibis head bird, that's Tahuti. They call him Thoth or Hermes. See, all the names they changed. They better not mess with Maya. That's the last one. But they got Thymus for that. Lady of Justice with holding the scales. Okay, Asteria, whatever her name is. But those are the characteristics that they borrowed our gods. So let's talk about now how to study the mystical teaching of the Pert and Heru. The Papyrus of Ani, as it's come to be known, is an excellent example of the use of the Pert and Heru text as it existed in the New Kingdom, the dynastic period of ancient Egypt. The hieroglyphic text, which it was written in ancient Egypt, in the teachings of the Egyptian mystical spirituality was called the Khu, K-H-U, or Heka, meaning words of power. When you speak it into existence, meaning utterance of words of power. That's what Heka means. And when God was creating, he named everything. That's the concept. And you are and are collectively known from his real name, Medjunetta. Words of the God, or Netta Medju, meaning divine speech, divine words, speaking from God. Modern Egyptology and your scholarly study of ancient Egyptian civilization from the early 19th century to the present has labeled these utterances as spells or incarnations. In a way, this assessment is correct because these utterances are to be understood as words which, when spoken with meaning and feeling, can have a transforming effect on one's mind. If it's heartfelt and mind connected, that's how it's done, in allowing the expansion of one's consciousness. However, the Heka should not be understood in the context with the Western magic or witches, spells, or voodoo, etc. To do so would be a grave error of intellectual laziness and cultural egoism, trying to make a simple correlation to lower the form of the spiritual practices of the ancient Cometians. This form of treatment would yield the conclusion that the ancient Egyptian religion is just merely a myriad of conflicting stories and presumptions that ancient Egyptian spirituality is a conglomerate of idol worshiping occultism. Nonsense. This is what they thought about our philosophy out of Egypt in the 1900s. That was 2 years ago, less than 200 years. Okay, they don't respect it. In ancient times, ancient Egyptian spirituality drew, pay attention, followers from all corners of the world, especially Greek. Okay? Those who came from far away all recognized the greatness of Egypt, which was the fruit of the temple system and higher education. We had colleges. We didn't have high school. We didn't have grammar school. No, we had university. We had colleges, higher education. Okay, that's the difference. And the temples was the formidable power for human mental and physical and spiritual development, mind, body, and soul. Healthcare and social government. Any study, for healthcare, social government, any study of mystical spirituality needs to be carried out from the perspective of the present now. How could what they did thousands of years ago help me now. I was waiting for that. That's why I'm coming in at. Let's rock. Okay. Now I can teach from the perspective of now. So this means that the teachings need to be understood by the teacher first. Me. In the context of today, I put it into use. And how it affects one's life. Change mine. Change it totally. Here, from right now, what can it do? What good would it do to know all about the history of what the ancient sages such as Ptah did and taught 5,000 years ago if it is not understood correctly in the context of the teachings which can be used at the present time? I'm proving that. As the reader, you, whether or not you believe and practice the teachings, or are you just simply interested in the understanding of them, your choice, you should look upon them from a perspective of what? Something which is alive and viable even to the day. Y'all say in Christianity, the blood of Jesus still lives. Knowledge yourself, do also. Okay? But the following instructions are included only for those who wish to seriously integrate the teachings, to master them and put them into their lives for the purpose of discovering their deeper meaning and their power to transform the human mind to have what? Know thyself. The end result, knowledge of self, nihas, spiritual enlightenment, anointed, whatever you want to call it. Before undertaking this study, you will need to at least establish the parameters by which you will explore the teachings. I invested, how much time you in, we're going to be how much you get out. What you put in, what you reap, what you sow. So however you put into it, that's what you're going to get out. Many people do not realize that the mystical spirituality is like an advanced form of psychotherapy. Incorporating not only a keen understanding of psychology and the human emotions, which you got to get control of yours, and your social relationships with others in the world, but also the relationship between the individual human consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. This need to come with this. Unlike the discipline of Western psychotherapy or the psychological treatment of mental and emotional and their nervous disorders, the mystical spirituality or the psychology is not just concerned with the mentally insane or how to bring them back into the mainstream of society or normal human life. This is because this is called normal social structure that cannot be so normal if it turns out psychotics or those who suffer from any of the class of serious mental disorders. And whether or not y'all know it, egoism or ignorance of self is a psychological mental disorder in which the mind cannot function normally. And your ability to deal with reality is impaired or sometimes totally lost. Those are what we call crazy. Why? They can't separate reality from fantasy. They done got caught up, okay? But these mental illnesses and psychosis include, you ready? Now, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Oh, I ain't got, listen, watch this. If you got no control over your anger, your emotions, hatred that you have for other people for no apparent reason, greed, you want more than what you deserve, lust, you just want to do you, envy, jealousy, depression, schizophrenia, sadism, manic, depressive, psychosis, and paranoia. Wow. All mental illnesses. And a lot of us suffer through it and don't even know it, could care less about it. Come on, this fire's getting on my nerve. But this is the structure of modern society. Whoa, what the? Excuse me. Right here, right there. Yep. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to take care of the problem. But all these things that we're dealing with, that's all illnesses mental illnesses that we take as normal. So the structure of modern society is conducive to the development of social stresses that's based on passion, that's emotion, greed, and lust, as well as both physical and mental diseases due to the pollution of the environment and one's mind with what? Ignorant information, wrong information. But the ordinary practice of religion does not incorporate mystical aspects. It only gives you the basics. It don't give you enough to get you where you want to go, so to speak. So this shortcoming, again, is the source of the strife and the dysfunction in most religious family relations, social relations, and spiritual relations in your modern culture. We got so many different aspects and concepts of the same religion. It's unbelievable. Mystical spirituality integrates and develops not only with intellect, but also your emotions have to deal with your practical life daily, and the willpower and the discipline and the capacity of your personality, yourself, effort, all the while leading your soul to ultimate spiritual self-discovery that's inside you. It promotes what? Harmony in society, yes. Harmony with nature, yes. That's the ancient philosopher. Western civilization, we fight nature. Okay, so we ain't living in nature in harmony. And it's in harmony between what? Humanity and the divine. We need to understand that as humans, we are divine beings having a human experience. But we believe we're more human than divine. This is a state of mind. And with knowledge, you can make the change. I did. So therefore, any mystical, spiritual counseling is more powerful than ordinary psychoanalysis. You need to have your own breakdown of yourself, be taught by somebody with constructive criticism and knowledge and understanding of how to correct yourself and put yourself to work to do those things for yourself. Nobody can do it for you. We got the most sophisticated machinery known to man. It don't come with instruction, but it have instructors. I'm one. Now let me take it home. Mystical teachings, esoteric teaching, should be studied in the context of you, transpersonal discipline. You take it upon yourself. Never mind what somebody else do. Nothing. You get the lesson for yourself, which not only seek to promote the ordinary standards of what we call normalcy, but also to transcend these in order for you to achieve your super normal mental state of mind, aka mental and spiritual enlightenment. And even your physical and your spiritual level of health have to be attended to. This element is what differentiates ordinary thinkers in psychology and sociology and medical sciences from the right thinkers who have the ideas of the true mystical teacher. When you understand the teachings, you don't have to wonder or hope or believe. The ordinary discipline seeks to settle for a worldly reward in the form of what is commonly accepted as what we call peace and joy, but which is in reality only limited, ephemeral, fragile, and illusory. This physical world, nothing in it will bring you everlasting anything or peace and harmony within yourself. It's all material. It's just an illusion. Don't get caught up in the hype. So for your mystical psychology, you seek to now have to go beyond what we call the ordinary and discover that which is what? Unknown, and which upon knowing, you know yourself. That's the higher self. And all, when you know that, watch this, all is known. Why? Because you becoming one with the absolute. That means you transcended time and space. You went beyond there. And this idea is extremely important because ordinary human life cannot satisfy the inner need of one's heart, of the human being, since it is transient and ephemeral and unpredictable. So no matter how much or no matter how well integrated your ordinary psychology may help a person to become. They will be missing the spiritual dimension wherein lies the abiding fulfillment of the human being. Knowing thyself, the higher self, that's the goal for all human beings to what? Know thyself. Everything else is a waste of time. So, have at it. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got to go. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, 300 miles a day. So I never know my right thinkers who now understand how to study and get the true meaning of the mystical teachings of the Pert and Heru passed away. I'll be back.